Dear students, now I am going to explain you another important cell organelle, ribosomes. So ribosomes are small rounded particles of ribonucleoprotein occur in the cytoplasm, matrix of mitochondria and chloroplast, or remain attached with the membranes of the endoplasmic reticulum of eukaryotic cells. They also occur in the protoplasm of the prokaryotic cells. Ribosomes are membraneless cell organelles composed of ribonucleoprotein, that is RNA, ribonucleic acid plus protein structure. It functions as a protein factories in the cells. So the ribosome, the word is derived ribo from ribonucleic acid, that is the important structural and functional part of the ribosome, ribonucleic acid, and zome means Greek word, zoma means body. So the ribosomes are found in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. These ribosomes were first observed by George Emil Palade in the year 1955. He awarded with Nobel for his work in 1974. This is the electron micrograph of Palade showing the ribosomes. You will find dark rounded particles attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. This is the the diagram where you will see rough endoplasmic reticulum having the bounded ribosomes, and in the cytoplasm you will find free ribosomes. So similar, you have studied the structure of chromosome. It is made out of the proteins, histones plus deoxyribose nucleic acids, DNA. So that's why it is called nucleoprotein structure. So similarly, ribosome is also a nucleoprotein structure. It made out of ribonucleic acid, rRNA plus proteins. It is a ribonucleoprotein structure. So ribosomes can either be free ribosomes, you have seen, scattered in the cytoplasm of the cell, or they may bound to endoplasmic reticulum, those are called bound ribosomes. Proteins produced, the ribosomes are the protein factories. Proteins produced by bound ribosomes are transported out of cell for a specific functions, such as digestive enzymes, hormones. So these are these proteins are produced in the bound ribosomes of endoplasmic reticulum, whereas free ribosomes, those are present in the cytoplasm. They produce proteins that are used by the cell itself, such as membrane proteins. You have seen receptor proteins, surface markers, so many transporters and all, those are membrane proteins. Proteins involved in the metabolic pathway, etc., those are produced in the ribosomes. So those are scattered in the cytoplasm. So ribosomes found in prokaryotes are smaller than those in the eukaryotes. So ribosomes in mitochondria and chloroplast are similar in size to those in the bacteria. According to the size and sedimentation coefficient, you have studied centrifugation topic, what exactly sedimentation coefficient. 3 types of ribosomes have been recognized. So prokaryotic ribosomes, they are called 70S ribosomes, having the subunits, smaller subunits, 30S subunit, and the larger subunits, 50S subunits. So during their protein synthesis, they associate to give rise to 70S subunit. Similarly, in eukaryotes, the smaller subunits are the 40s subunits, larger subunits are 60s subunits. During the protein synthesis, they associate to give rise to 80s ribosomes. In case of mitochondrial ribosomes, they are called mitoribosomes. 55s ribosome, which comprises smaller unit 28s, larger units 39s subunits. Similarly, plant mitoribosome 78s ribosome, which consists the smaller units 33s and larger units 50s subunits. So, these are the differences between prokaryotic ribosome, eukaryotic ribosome and mammalian mitochondrial ribosome. So, we have already mentioned that 30s plus 50s give rise to 70s, which is about 200 angstroms diameter and 2.7 into 106 Daltons in size. So, in the eukaryotes, the smaller unit 40s subunit, larger unit 60s subunits, together they are going to form 80s, which makes the size of the diameter of that larger unit will be like 300 angstroms diameter. This is what you will find here. So, the diameter is the 300 angstroms. In the case of mitochondrial ribosome, 28s smaller unit, 39s larger unit, together they form 55s unit. So, now in the 30s unit ribosomal unit of prokaryotes, which contains rRNA, a rRNA, that is the 16s rRNA plus associated with 21 proteins. In case of eukaryotic ribosomes, the smaller unit 40s unit contains 18s rRNA and which contains 1798 nucleotides. So, that is the length of that rRNA. So, that is what you can see in the case of 18s rRNA, which contains 1798 nucleotides and plus 33 proteins. In the case of mitochondrial ribosome, 28s rRNA contains 28s ribosome contains 12s rRNA, which contains 950 nucleotides plus 29 proteins. In case of the prokaryotic ribosome, the larger unit is 50s ribosomal unit, which contains two types of rRNA molecules. One is smaller 5s rRNA, which contains 120 nucleotides present in that, and 23s rRNA. So, that contains 2904 nucleotides and which associated with 33 proteins. So, all these S stands for sedimentation coefficient. And similarly, in the case of eukaryotic ribosome, 60s larger unit, which contains three types of rRNA molecule. Smaller 5s rRNA, which contains 121 nucleotides, 5.8s rRNA, which contains 158 nucleotides, and very large rRNA 28s rRNA, which contains 3398 nucleotides. So, you know that one nucleotide contains, there is a ribose sugar plus nitrogenous base. It may be pyrimidine base or purine base. Purine base are the one, they are the adenine and guanine. Pyrimidine base are uracil and cytosine. So, then plus phosphate, you know this is the basic structure of the nucleotide. Such nucleotide 3392 nucleotides plus 49 proteins. So, in the case of mitochondria, the larger unit 39s, which contains 16s rRNA, which contains 1000 569 nucleotides and 48 48 proteins. So, what is the ratio of the RNA proteins in the case of prokaryotes? 2:1. In the case of eukaryotes, 1:1. So, protein synthesis inhibited by chloroaminophenol. In the case of here, it is inhibited by cyclohexamide. So, these are the chemicals, they inhibit the protein synthesis by binding to the ribosomes. So, this is what you can see, the 70S ribosome of prokaryotes, 80S ribosome of eukaryotes. So, as I said, depending on the sedimentation coefficient, so the ribosomal units are classified into 30S, 50S, 70S. Similarly, rRNA also, depending on the sedimentation coefficient, they are considered as 5S rRNA, 5.8S, 28S, 18S, 16S, all this, you know. The S stands for Svedberg unit or sedimentation rate, is a measure of a particle or a molecule sedimentation from a solution under the induced gravitational field of centrifuge. You know that all this I told you in the centrifugation technique. Ribosomes are recognized 70S, 80S, 55S depending on the sedimentation rate. Heavier and compact particles sediment faster and having greater of its Svedberg value or sedimentation coefficient. So, 70S ribosome, you know, it has got 2 subunits, they sediment faster. So, that is why it is called 70S ribosome. So, what are the basic structure of the ribosome? The general structure of prokaryotic and eukaryotic ribosomes are similar. Ribosome is a porous, hydrated and composed of 2 subunits. One subunit is large in size and dome-like shape, and while the other subunit is smaller in size, occurring above the larger subunit, forming the cap-like structure. You know, this is a cap-like structure, it is a dome shape. So, then in eukaryotic, several ribosomes can be attached to the same mRNA strand, and this structure is called polyribosome. This is the electron micrograph of a polyribosome. Usually, a particular cell synthesizing a particular protein in a large amount, such as a glandular cells producing protein hormone, they usually you will able to see the formation of polyribosomes. So, in the cytoplasm, ribosomes have only a temporary existence. After the synthesis of a polypeptide, 2 subunits separate and either they will be reused or broken up. So, these 2 subunits will be occur as a separate units. Only during protein synthesis they associate like this. So, you will find the larger 60S ribosomal subunit is round in shape and contains a tunnel through which growing polypeptide chain makes its exist. So, I told you all this, you know, the larger subunit which contains 3 types of rRNA molecules, 28S rRNA, 5.8S rRNA, 5S rRNA. So, how exactly the rRNA molecule, this is a 5S rRNA molecule, you will able to see 120 nucleotides. So, you know these are the nucleotides. So, they are in the form of, you can see complementary base pairing here, there is a looping and you can see there is a looping, there is a hairpin structure. So, this is a usual structure of rRNA molecule. You will find such rRNA, there are 3 types of rRNA you will find in the case of 60S ribosomal unit, and there is about you will find there are about 40 proteins. These are the proteins you will find. So, they associated with the RNA, these are the rRNA. You will find these proteins are named L1 and L2, L3 like that, L40 you will find. So, this is the how exactly the molecular organization of the proteins and rRNA in case of 60S ribosomal subunit. This is to show you how they are organized in the molecular organization. What you see in the 40S ribosome, where the rRNA associated with the proteins and also forming a tunnel where you can see the polypeptides synthesized are passing through. So, ribosomes are made up of ribosomal proteins, you will find, and plus ribosomal RNA, what you have studied already. Both subunits comprise rRNA and proteins. They are linked to each other by interaction between the proteins of one subunit with that of rRNA in the other subunit. So, this is the larger subunit and this is the smaller subunit. Larger 60S ribosomal subunit is round in shape and contains a channel. You will find this is a channel or a tunnel through which growing polypeptide, you will see the polypeptide is here, it is synthesized and it is they makes its exit. You will find this is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So, the ribosome attached here, this is the tunnel where you can see the growing polypeptide, you will able to see, and the two subunits fit together and work as a one unit, 40S and 60S together, and which accommodate all these molecules such as the tRNA carrying amino acids, mRNA molecule. So, all these associate here, it is that is why it is a working bench of protein synthesis. So, this is how exactly you will find in a eukaryotic cell, it is a plant cell. Inside the nucleus you will find mRNA synthesized, then this mRNA, heterogeneous mRNA, and it is passed through the nuclear pore, this is nuclear membrane, and this mRNA, this mRNA gets translated, this is the ribosome. So, this ribosome associated with both the units are associated, and these are the tRNA carrying the amino acids, and this is the growing polypeptide. So, this is how the protein synthetic machinery that is formed by the ribosomes. So, this ribosomal subunit, when assembled for protein synthesis, which contains 3 sites. So, those are the EPA, acceptor site, or else amino acyl site, peptidyl site, then exit site. So, the acceptor site accepting you will find in this animation, these acceptor site accepting the tRNA which is carrying the amino acid, you will see it is going to bind with the acceptor site. So, then the peptidyl site is the one which makes the catalyze the peptide bond formation, you will find with dipeptide formed. Once dipeptide formed, this tRNA get they will exit in this exit site, you will see this that get released, the exit site. So, the growing polypeptide you will find in the peptidyl site. So, peptidyl site which is concerned with the peptide bond formation. So, it is after that you can see the exit site, it is called deacylated tRNA. The two subunits fit together and work as a one to translate the mRNA. So, this is what you can see, the protein synthetic machinery, what you see. The two subunits are unequal in size, you know that. So, the larger unit, they are catalytic in function, they acts as a peptidyl transferase center which makes the peptide bond formation between the amino acid present in the P site with that of A site. So, this is what you can see, the catalytic activity, whereas the smaller subunit which is take part in the decoding of the triplet codon of the mRNA. So, this is what you can see, the larger subunit which performs the function of the enzyme, that is why it is called ribozyme. Okay. When the production of specific protein completed, the two subunits separates and they will be broken down or else they will be reused. So, the proteins and nucleic acid that form the ribosome subunits are made in the nucleolus. Nucleolus is the where you can see the ribosomal subunits are produced and then transported to the cytoplasm through the nuclear pores, and there are millions of protein factories or ribosomes are present in the every cell. The number of ribosomes differ greatly and rapidly. E. coli may have 15,000 to 20,000 ribosomes, that is, it forms the 15% of the cell mass. In mammalian cell, there are about 10 million ribosomes. Cells tightly regulate their quantity of ribosomes by controlling rDNA transcription. Hence, the amount of ribosomes can vary among different cell types. Some cells active in protein synthesis may have more number of ribosomes when compared to the non-secretory cells, and also the cell status, sometimes they may have more ribosomes when compared to the other time, So, what are the functions? Ribosomes forms the working bench for the process of translation. You will find it is a working bench. Genetic code, the translation of genetic code that is present on the mRNA into the amino acid sequence of the proteins or the polypeptides. Ribosomes are the universal machine for the protein synthesis, and it is the proteins are integral to the biological growth process. You know that. So, it is a working bench. It accommodates all these molecules, mRNA, that is it is decoded. Then the tRNA, it is bringing the specific amino acids corresponding to the triplet codon which is present on the mRNA of the ribosomal subunit. So, then it is you can see the peptide bond formation, all these things. It is, that is why it is a protein factory. DNA produces mRNA by the process of transcription. mRNA is synthesized in the nucleus, transported to the cytoplasm for the synthesis of the protein. Ribosomal subunits in the cytoplasm bound around mRNA polymers on the one side and tRNA carrying specific amino acid other side. Ribosome assembles an amino acid to form the proteins that are essential to carry out cellular function. Protein synthesized cytoplasm utilized in the cytoplasm itself, protein synthesized in the bound ribosome to the endoplasmic reticulum, transported outside the cell. So, these are the functions of the ribosomes. So, the 40S unit or the smaller unit decoding function and the larger unit that is catalyzing the peptide bond formation. Ribosome translate encoded information from the cell nucleus provided by the mRNA. It link the amino acid collected from the tRNA. The order in which amino acids are linked determined by the mRNA. Then the exporting of the polypeptide to the cytoplasm to form the functional protein. All these are the functions of the ribosomes. Ribosomes join up amino acid at a rate of 200 amino acid per minute. Small proteins can be synthesized quickly, whereas large proteins like a massive protein structure which contains 30,000 amino acids in the muscle protein Titin, it may take about an hour or 2 hours like that. Ribosomes of prokaryotes use slightly different process to produce proteins which we can exploit in the making the antibiotics and the different types of drug to control the disease causing bacteria. So, eukaryotic ribosome has to play the additional biological process like protein transport and folding of the proteins, which is important for the functioning of the protein. So, the regulation of the ribosomal activity directly related to the synthesis of the ribosomal proteins. Tetracyclines, the antibiotics, binds reversibly to the 30S subunits of the bacterial ribosomes, thereby blocking the process of amino acid tRNA, thereby you can see restricting the activity of the bacteria and the bacterial protein synthesis. So, several antibiotics work by inhibiting the synthesis of prokaryotic ribosomes. Some antibiotics like streptomycin inhibit the small subunit, while other antibiotics such as erythromycin inhibit the large subunits. So, thereby the antibiotics restrict the bacterial protein production. So, that is how they function. So, this is about the ribosome, types of ribosome and their functional role in the cell. Thank you.